just finished another John Steinbeck book. This one a nonfiction. Call it a travel log. Travels with Charley. And I'm reading Steinbeck as part of a group, the Summer of Steinbeck. And we're reading Grapes of Wrath and East of Eden in June and July, primarily. And then other works of Steinbeck. So I'm not talking about Grapes of Wrath in this one. I'll review it and talk about it in a video at the end of the month. And also I'm reading The Winter of Our Discontent next month too. But this book, Travels with Charley, is really lighthearted, humorous throughout till the end. For example, he's in a truck with a trailer attached to it, like old school. It takes place in the late 60s and it reads like a novel. It reads like a really, in a good way, in a fun way, in a really storytelling way. And I think it's a blend of fiction and nonfiction myself. At the end, he like and afterward he talks about it, so it's like nonfiction. But so Rosinante is the name of the truck, and that's the name of Don Quixote's horse. And Charley is the name of a dog, a purebred poodle with a very docile personality, very loving. He does bark, but he doesn't bite. Let's see. I was immediately enjoying. Mentions Toledo, my where I was born and grew up. He mentions that like 4 times. He also mentions Cleveland, Detroit. He started out in New York City, and he goes up through Niagara Falls, gets in some funny trouble there, has to come back, and he goes then through Detroit and Toledo, but he mentions Toledo 4 times. There's a really cool scene about he meets a lot of people along the way. One scene early on is between a father and a son who is gay. This is back in the 60s. And the father is talking about his son wants to be a hairdresser. And Steinbeck really jumps in, and he does this throughout the novel. I'll mention some other ones where he takes the side of the son and a real a liberal thing about, the hairdressers run all of female society. What do you mean? Oh yeah, the females, if they can afford a hairdresser, they tell them everything more than a psychologist, true. He goes through Wisconsin. He loves Wisconsin. I've been through Wisconsin a few times. It is beautiful, but it's awful cold. But he loved Montana as well. Now Charley the dog gets sick, or got really sick, like with the extended abdomen and everything. Steinbeck talks about catheters and how can he fix a dog? Giving a dog a catheter? But he's looking for pens and so things like that. He also uses the word orgy to mean like a feast or food and that, but he uses it with a group of people, and it's really funny. The term, maybe that was maybe it's me, but it's a Thanksgiving meal in Texas. He gets out to Oregon. He talks about the sequoias we have, the redwood trees, and how majestic they are, and how confused Charley was. He didn't know what it was, and he's introducing Charley to the tree, explaining this is a tree. And then chapter ends with Charley, he fired, taking a little relief on the tree. Salinas, California, Steinbeck's hometown. This is how I know it's not fiction, because he talks about the Hamiltons, how he's related to the Hamiltons, but he mentions the Hamiltons in east of Eden as well. He talks about Monterey and Carmel, trout fishing in Texas. What else? It ends, get to the end with a lot of like segregation problems in New Orleans. And he goes, throughout his travels, he's visiting national parks, monuments, places of interest, famous and infamous. And he ends up with, he go and see these cheerleaders, these white mothers who are like lining when they were, it's like, was it Montgomery, Alabama, with the schools where they try to when they were integrating black children into schools, and they bombed Montgomery. But here it's New Orleans, and they're bringing in black girls, and the white mothers are spewing to say profanities, just beyond N words. Let's see if I have any notes. Demented vomit words of white mothers. It was theater, memorized speeches, edited for TV and newspapers because it was so vile coming out of these coiffed white, he was really shocked by that. All the racists. He picks up hitchhikers. He just wants to get home at this point. He mentions that he doesn't want the readers to take this as a true picture of the South in the late 60s. So he drove back to New York in a thoughtful daze, I put it. And he's very happy to be back in New York. Like I said, very lighthearted, humorous throughout the book till the ending. It really slams you. But great book, fast read. I listened to it. Gary Sinise, famous theater actor out of Chicago, narrated it, so it was great. Lieutenant Dan, so highly recommended. Let me know if you've read it. I'm always late to the party. I'll talk to you later. Thanks.